Welcome back, GHS students. I hope that everyone had an amazing summer and is ready to start a great 2018-2019 school year. For those of you who were at GHS last year, you know that we experienced some problems with the Atlas. That is typical in the first year of the deployment of any new technology. The tech team has worked very hard over the summer to try to fix these problems. The first step in ensuring that you have a great 2018-2019 school year and that your device is an integral part of your educational experience is to follow the instructions in this video. I'm going to try to keep the instructions very short. Some of them will be a review from last year, and then we will jump into some new things that are very specific for the updates that have occurred over the summer. Please watch this video very carefully, ask your teacher any questions that you have, and make sure that you find out an answer to any question so that it can be resolved and that you can enjoy using your Atlas during the 2018-2019 school year. Let's go ahead and get started. Very important that you are aware that you need to arrive at school with a full battery every day and that you're responsible for charging the device every night. Or you may not be aware that your parents signed a responsible use policy when they registered you for school. What they basically signed and agreed to was that you would use the device responsibly. And if you don't use the device responsibly, there are consequences that you may have to face at school, or there are penalties or fees that your parents may have to pay if you don't use the device responsibly. We have the rules written in common language that students should be able to understand. This should be posted somewhere in your classroom. For some reason you should want to access the actual legal document. There's a QR code up here in the upper right-hand corner that you can scan at any time and access the full. You have been given a case. The case looks something like this. During passing periods or when you are moving your device, it is expected that everyone, all students, will place the device inside of the case, making sure that the pen and the string are also inside of the case, that it is zipped shut, and that is how you carry the device. If you have a repair, you need to notify your teacher immediately. Your teacher will fill out a tech request that will go to Mr. Hill or Mrs. Robinson. They will take care of repairing your device. The pen is to remain attached to your device the entire time that you own the device. Here. The battery can go bad, and if the battery goes bad, tell your teacher. Basic overview of how to handle your device and what is expected on a day in and day out basis for you to follow the responsible use policy. Okay, students, we've now been through a few basic rules, and all of you are ready to start fresh with your newly re-imaged Atlas. Let's go ahead and hit the power button to start our device. After a few seconds, your Atlas will boot to this screen. Once you have reached this screen, you need to use your touchpad and left-click once on your touchpad. There you will see the screen that says GCSC Tech. You will need to choose the Other User option. This is on your first login. You'll need to choose the Other User. Here you will enter your username and your password. I'm going to use an example username that we have for student purposes. So you can see I've entered the example student and the example student's password, and then I am going to click the arrow right here. I'm going to left click once using my touchpad. You should only need to do this one time. After you have done this the first time, the device will remember who you are. Notice that it took just a few minutes, but once the process was complete, you will arrive at this screen. Please be patient and allow your device to arrive at this screen before proceeding. At this point, your teacher is going to pause the video and make sure that everyone has reached this screen before continuing on to the next section. Once you have successfully logged in under your own name and reached this screen, we need all students to sign into Google Chrome. You will need to locate the Google Chrome desktop icon and double left tap that with your touchpad. As you can see, it may take a few minutes for Google Chrome to load the first time that you load Google Chrome. I'm going to maximize this so it's a little bit easier to see. In the upper right hand corner, you will see there is a person icon right here. If I tap that person icon, left click once with my touchpad, I will have the Sign into Chrome option. I choose Sign into Chrome. I will then be prompted for my email. I need to enter my school email, my Greencastle email address, the full address. So it must include the @greencastle.k12.in.us. I will then click Next, left click Next once with my touchpad. I will then enter my password. Once my password is entered, I will left click once again on the touchpad on Next. I will then be prompted to ask if I would like to link my Chrome data to my account. I do want to link the data. That is just telling me that all the data that's on Google Chrome will also be part of my Google account. And then it tells me a few options that are also occurring when I choose to sync the data. I click OK, got it. The advantage of signing into Google Chrome is that if you use Google Chrome every day and you save things such as websites or locations that teachers need you to visit, it's much easier to find those. You don't need to go searching for them all the time. They will be stored under history. They will be stored under places you have browsed. So please sign into Google Chrome. At this point, teachers are going to pause the video and ensure that all students are signed into Google Chrome. Students have signed into Google Chrome. The next thing they need to sign into is Google Drive file stream. I'm going to navigate down to the lower left-hand corner. Right here, I'm going to press the Start button, left-click that once with my touchpad. All students should have the Drive file stream icon showing as one of the live tiles on their screen, and it's showing as Drive file stream right here. I can clearly see that. I'm going to tap that once, either with my finger or left-click once with my touchpad to select Drive file stream. Please be aware it may take a couple of minutes to load. Once Google Drive file stream loads, I will again be prompted to enter my Greencastle email address. This once again must be your full Greencastle email address with the @greencastle.k12.in.us. Then you will left click once on the touchpad Next, and then you will enter your password. Again, this is the password associated with your school email account. Once your password has been entered, you will either tap Next on the screen or you will left click once on the touchpad to select Next. Again, it may take a couple of moments, but you will arrive at this screen that gives you a very brief overview of what Google Drive file stream is, and I will also show that to you in just a moment. But you can click Next to get through all of these. Essentially, what Google Drive file stream does is it allows Google to create a folder on your computer so that you can save items on your computer and have them show up online, or you can save items online and have them show up on your computer. So notice that when I click the Open Folder option, Google Drive file stream now shows under my list of places that I can save items on this computer, so that if I save something here, it is never going to be lost. And if I click on My Drive right here, I am going to, if I double click on My Drive, double left click, I am going to see all of the folders that I have on my online Google Drive account. And those folders are constantly syncing, so if I save something in one place, it shows up in the other. So there's no excuse for anyone to ever lose a file again once you are signed into Google Drive file stream, because you can access your files online and on your computer. At this point, your teacher is going to pause the video and ensure that all students are signed into Google Drive file stream. Not least, you will need to sign into Microsoft OneDrive. Microsoft OneDrive is very similar to Google Drive. They function in the same way, except obviously one is owned and operated by Microsoft and the other is owned and operated by Google. They both allow you to save files online and to also save them on your computer and see them in both places. In order to locate Microsoft OneDrive, I'm going to move to the lower left-hand corner. I'm going to left-click once on the Start menu. This time I will need to scroll down using the scroll option on the right side of my list of programs and apps, and I will scroll down to the O's, and I will find Microsoft OneDrive, at which point I will double left-click with my touchpad to open Microsoft OneDrive. I will be prompted for my school email address. And yes, I know that we use Google for our school email address, but you are still going to enter your school email again, the full login.k12.in.us. You will click Sign In, and this may take a few moments to sign in. Once you have reached a location where it asks for your password, again, enter your password. Once your password has been entered, single left click to choose Sign On. And again, the sign-on procedure may take a couple of minutes. Microsoft OneDrive takes a little bit longer to check in sometimes. As soon as I said that, it's ready right away. So I can click Next. And now it may take some time to load the list of folders. This can take up to 5 minutes sometimes to see your entire list of Microsoft OneDrive folders. Please be patient while this loads. You can see that mine has loaded. It did take about 5 minutes. I'm now going to left click the blue Next button once with my touchpad. Again, it may take just a moment to load. And you have a similar screen that we had with Google Drive telling us what Microsoft OneDrive does. And we can left click through those, and then once prompted to get OneDrive on your phone, you can close. After I have exited that screen, it may take just a moment or two, but Microsoft OneDrive will load very similar to what Google Drive did. And I can see all of my Microsoft OneDrive files by clicking on OneDrive Greencastle right here. And this will show me all of my Microsoft OneDrive files that are showing on both my computer and on my online Microsoft OneDrive. Just the same as Google Drive, if I save a file online, it shows up on my computer, and if I save a file on my computer, it shows up online. You now have two choices of locations where you can save things that they will never be lost. So there is no reason to save something in any place other than Microsoft OneDrive or other than Google Drive. At this point, your teacher is going to pause the video and ensure that all students are correctly signed into Microsoft OneDrive. And that is the last operation that we have for the deployment of the 2018 BAK Atlas. Good luck. Please let me know if you have any questions, and have a great school year.